Netflix would rather you watch ads.
Oh, yeah.
Netflix is discontinuing its $11.99. Nope, I'll call that $12. Netflix is discontinuing their $12 basic ad-free plan in the US and France, pushing subscribers to choose from other options like $7 monthly plan. Like a $7 monthly plan with ads, or a $15.50 standard HD plan, or a $23 premium Ultra HD plan without ads. The company saw a 34% increase in ad-supported subscriptions after introducing the standard with ads tier in November 2022, contributing to a record 277.65 million subscribers. Holy,
isn't that wild?
Wow.
Yeah.
In the second quarter of 2024. Partly due to increased signups for the cheaper plan and efforts to limit password sharing. This isn't a discussion question, but do you think it's going to go back to being not many services other than Netflix? Because as far as I can tell, these other services are not really doing that well.
Yeah, Paramount Plus just ditched the. I think it's Paramount Plus that's not renewing Halo.
Yeah, 2 years. I mean, what a show, though.
I heard it was terrible.
I was excited for it. And then I heard he takes off his helmet. And I literally didn't even look for anything.
Like immediately?
I don't even know. I never watched the show, but I just heard that he takes off his helmet. And I was like, I'm not going to like the show. I just know immediately right then. I was like, it's not a show for me. And not because I don't know. It's just, he never takes off his helmet in the game. So if they're doing that, what else are they doing?
Probably stuff that's dumb.
Yeah. So I'm just not going to waste my time. In the first episode. Really? He takes off in the first episode? They probably thought this was going to be some huge payoff for the fans. And it's just no.
Yeah, you don't understand. Master Chief is the guy in the helmet.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's a space marine in a helmet.
Yeah. Don't take it off. The only time he takes it off, I think you hear him take it off. You don't actually see him. And people, I don't remember if it was on PC or something, they found some way to no clip into the ship that he's in. And he takes the helmet off. There's an animation for it. And there's just another one under it.
That's so cool.
I remember this from forever ago. And I remember when I heard that, I was like, nice. Because now it's still just Master Chief, which is great.
No, it does kind of seem like it's going that way. I mean, Disney has talked about how they're backtracking on the whole, Disney Plus is all our stuff, only our stuff. You can't see our stuff anywhere else. And they're open for business again when it comes to licensing to third-party platforms. And I think Netflix is still the monster. I can't remember if I said it out loud, but I'm pretty sure this is a classic Linus I told you so moment. I remember people talking about how Netflix is cracking down on password sharing, boycott. They're never going to survive the. Yeah.
With almost 300 million subscribers.
They immediately
they'll survive.
Saw a huge boost in subscriptions once they started cracking down on password sharing. I'm a little surprised to see them come back again so soon after getting so many more signups and increasing price. And this is something that I've talked about before on the show, so this isn't going to be a super long topic.
I don't think they increased the price.
Well, they're discontinuing the $12 ad-free plan. That sucks.
But there's a $7 monthly plan.
But that's with ads.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
No, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you $15.50 for what you used to pay $12 for.
Sorry, I'm not a subscriber.
And you know what?
I don't subscribe to any of the platforms.
Look, I don't work in government policy. Okay, so I'm sure that there are challenges and there are obstacles that I don't have familiarity with. I'm gonna say that up front, but I do not understand. Given that this is something that basically every living, breathing human with a credit card has experienced at some point, I don't understand how nobody who works within these large governments has ever thought, when I sign up for something and we agree on a price and we agree on a product or service, That should be the deal. You should not be able to unilaterally say, that is not the deal anymore.
Hold on, are they though? I'm genuine. Okay, so how would you solve this?
I would solve this by saying, look, it has to be grandfathered in. You have to grandfather in.
But does that work forever? Like, okay, let's use this in a float plane context, right? So we have grandfather subscribers, and for a long time, we have grandfather subscribers from 2017.
Yep.
Wait, we might have grandfather subscribers from 2016, technically. It's the $3 tier, right? We've never increased it. And I like that. That's cool. That's good stuff, whatever. Sounds cool. But what if it's like 30 years from now?
So here's the solution to that. Because right now, they want to eat their cake and have it too. If they want to have a fixed term on this agreement, then they need to stop fucking charging my credit card at the end of that term.
Okay.
It should be like anything else.
So if you want to update the pricing, you have to cancel all current subscription.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of attrition there because the friction to get someone to re-sign up for something is extremely high.
Here's a spicy question for you.
Sure.
We've talked on Wancho about how there is a possibility that we'll be increasing floatplane prices.
I don't think that's a possibility. I think that's something that's happening.
And we'd be it just hasn't happened yet, which is why I worded it that way.
Right.
And we'd be grandfathering people.
Of course.
Okay. So if you wanted to increase the price on, say, the $3 tier in 30 years or whatever, you would cancel all their subscriptions, but then allow them to subscribe at like a now increased but still grandfathered discounted something? Like,
well,
how would you...
I wouldn't do that either.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's lame.
So it's
not cool.
You just grandfather them for literally ever.
Yeah, or if it's not sustainable anymore, then I guess we close down the service. Well, look, it's not like these changing.
It's a different product. It is a different product, but it's very related.
Yeah, it's pretty darn related. Floatplane has a lot of the same dynamics that something like a Netflix does. We pay for bandwidth, we pay for storage, we pay for development, we pay for content production. You guys pay us for all of those things.
Yeah. Like when I mentioned, like, I don't subscribe to any of those platforms, I meant things like Netflix. So like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, whatever, those types of things. I do technically, like, I support at least one, I don't remember how many, creators on Floatplane, where I'm technically paying for the Floatplane subscription. That is a thing. And I also I have at least one Patreon thing where I'm supporting a creator. Like, I support creators individually.
Sure.
I don't support the Omega video platforms. They're different.
But here's the thing, right? Like, if they don't like that, it was an option to not do it. Like, okay, look at something like Uber. It's finally, people have kind of finally figured out what the Uber play was. They took a bunch of VC money. They essentially undercut the traditional, and to be clear, there were a lot of problems and a lot of corruption in the cab industry, at least here in North America anyway, and other sort of just like private transportation companies. So they came in, they took a bunch of VC money, they funneled it into undercutting everybody until the infrastructure and these companies decayed to the point of negligibility. And then they jacked up the rates to the point where now it costs me more to take an Uber today than it did to take a cab before they came in and disrupted these industries, right? So they didn't, if they were to come back, 10 years later, right, and say, well, this is totally unsustainable. It's like, well, yeah, but you had an option to not just dump money in.
You were running it unsustainably.
In what is essentially an anti-competitive manner into this to kneecap your competitor. That was totally an option. You could have run the business and built it in a sustainable fashion in the first place. And I get that that's not what your investors want. I get that that's not the Silicon Valley model. But guess what? I don't feel bad for you. That was a choice. Nobody had a gun to your head and said, you have to charge razor thin margins on this and grow your install base at a breakneck speed instead of building something slowly and sustainably. So no, I don't feel bad. I don't care. Yeah, Electrobot says, yeah, same thing, Airbnb. It's more expensive and a worse experience than a hotel now. It's like you're actually, a lot of the times, better off to go to a hotel where they will clean the towels for you.
Yeah, I feel that way. I'm a Flanker said, the difference is that yours is in-house without being required to complete multiple compliance in multiple nations. We do, actually.
Actually, we do.
We absolutely have to do that.
Yeah, and it's like, man, tax is so complicated for a multinational online platform like Floatplane. It's actually a really stupid project that we should have never started.
Yeah. It's kind of sick, though.
Hey, now that we got it. Hey,
if
anyone want to license some really cool tech?
I had very good, very intelligent, very connected friends of mine go through a lot of effort to try to convince me not to do it at the time, and I did it anyways. It is what it is. They were right, but we're here now, and it's good, and I like it. Okay, I'm going to continue his message. I'm not crying for Netflix, but they need the ability to change pricing. The cost should absolutely be that if it's over inflation, then you have the ability to cancel without a penalty.
Yeah, but inflation's such an arbitrary number anyway.
Netflix has 0 contract length, so technically you can leave whenever. It's way worse in telecoms. So that was my one point, is that you can technically leave whenever. So like, especially on monthly to monthly, like your contract is really up at the end of the month. If they change, like if you subscribe for a year, and they like change it and then bill your card because they're like, well, we changed our price, that's total BS. If you subscribe for a year and they're like, when it renews, it will be more expensive.
Yep. That's why it's legal.
Yeah.
But what it isn't is cool.
Yeah.
And that's my problem.
It's definitely not cool, but I don't know about it being illegal.
Like, oh man, yeah, sometimes it could be.